Story time, story time from the dark side. Story time from the dark side. Man, I got one hell of a story to tell about my life. So, I just wanted to share my life story with y'all. So here we go. Uh, I was born in 1985. Huh. I got three. I got two brothers and a sister. So I got three siblings. My mom died when she was 26. So if you do the math, you can imagine how old she was. You know what I mean? She died when she was 26, and I was born in 1985. You know what I mean? I got three siblings. I got an older brother, a brother that's right behind me, and we got a younger sister. But anyway, I can remember when I was real young. We lived in the country with my grandma, and that's where we stayed. We stayed with my grandma. You know, I was real young. I had to be about because we moved. I'll never forget it. We moved in our own apartment in 1991, 1990. So I had to be like 5 or 6 years old. And I can remember living with my grandmother my memory is impeccable. I can remember living with my grandmother at the age of 2, 3, 4. You know, because that was our home. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. I don't remember going to daycare. I don't remember none of that, or first grade, second grade. I don't remember none of that. But I remember where we lived, and that was with my grandma. Man, my grandma and my granddad drove tractors. You know, my grandma was one of those grandmothers back then. We shucked peas, shucked corn. Uh, we did it all because she grew her own vegetables and food. You know what I mean? Back then. So, and my mom was gone. She was running the streets a lot. Like I said, she was young. She was probably what, like, man, I can only imagine how young she was. I haven't done the calculation of it, but she was young. Barely, not even shit, barely in her 20s, if that. So she was always gone. And so we spent a lot of time around our grandmama and granddad. We used to love the tractors back then was so big to me, you know. We used to couldn't wait till my granddaddy get off work. He coming home on a tractor. We running out there, he'll let us jump on the back of the box blade, but he wasn't cutting grass or nothing. It just used to be it's a thing that it's called a box blade. They pull on the back of a tractor. Uh, he'll let us, he'll slow down and, let us jump on it while he ride on close to the house on it. And we'll play on it, man. I miss those days. Uh, yeah. I'm from Mississippi. I'm from the country. So, I'm a country boy. So, anyway, but in my grandma did everything she could do for her kids. You know, my uncles, and because at that time you know, they was in and out. My uncles, in and out, living there, staying there, running the streets. So we seen a lot. My mama and brothers, my mama and my mama and her uncles, excuse me. My mama and her brothers used to fight all the time. All the time. I'm talking about physical. And my mama was a tough lady, was a tough girl. She fought. She fought. They fought all the time. And so as time I used to be real sick. I had asthma real bad. Thank God I grew out of it. But I had asthma real bad. I can remember the time. I can remember the time I literally stayed in the hospital for about 3 months. That's just how serious my asthma was, my bronchitis was. I literally almost died. Like, no bullshit. I almost died. I almost died. You know. And by the grace of God, I'm still here. Straight up. And that's something my grandma, my mom and them, they always used to watch me close. Even when I was sleeping. They used to watch me close because man, it was bad. My bronchitis was bad. Uh, so as time go by, we're getting older. Not much older, but we're getting, older to pay attention to things. And it's one situation. My mama brother was my uncle. He came home. He was asking my granddaddy for some money. And my granddaddy was telling him he ain't have it. You know? So, and at this time, I don't know why in the hell I was just right there. I'm right here we was on the front porch. It's like I was the only one out there with him. My uncle picked my granddad up. I thought he was finna pick him up and throw him down on a hardwood porch. But he put him down. He put him down. And it's his daddy. He put him down. So he was raising hell about he needed money, he needs some money. But my grandmama or my granddaddy didn't have it. You know what I mean? So he go in the room. He goes in the room, close the door, and my grandma and granddad in the room close the door. Next thing you know, boom! Loud gunshot. So we run to the back to see what's going on. Let me mind you what we 4 or 5 years old. You know what I mean? We run to the back, open the door. My uncle sitting on the floor up against the wall. He done blew his fucking leg off. True story. He done blew his fucking leg off. Blood everywhere. He laid back up against the wall, shotgun. We screaming, grandma screaming. He out of it. He done blew his fucking leg off. Called the ambulance, come get him. And right now today he got one leg. That leg couldn't be saved. And through time, kids, we pay attention and hearing things. He got caught up in a situation with some drugs and he needed to pay somebody. You know what I mean? And I think him blowing his leg off was the only way that was the only thing that saved his life. You know what I mean? That was the only thing that saved his life. So, hey, check this out. So this 1990, 1991, my mama get an apartment in town, Yazoo City, in town, you know, because my grandma lived in the country, like I said, so we was living in the country. So like in 1990, 1991, my mama ended up getting an apartment in Yazoo City, Fouché Apartments, like in 1990, 1991. We were definitely excited about it, you know. So we ain't have much. Matter of fact, we had nothing. So we get settled in, you know. We just took what the little we had, and then I'm just be real. You know what I'm saying? We no TV, no beds. You know, we may have a couch and a chair. You know what I mean? We don't, man. No washing machine, no dryer. We knew nothing of that. You know. So yeah, and of course at the time my mama was running the streets, still running the streets. Ho, let me take y'all back one time before we left, before we left the country. My mama came home one night, right? And it was so crazy. I never knew my mama was pregnant. My mama came home and we sleeping on the floor, you know, it was a pallet and shit, man. I hear a baby crying. You know what I mean? I wake up. Our mama done had a baby, our baby sister. And I guess my mama was gone so much, I never even realized she was pregnant, you know? And I'm like, damn, we got a sister. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget that night. You know, in that particular night, no, not to be funny and shit, but man, you know, in the country, there's a lot of rats and shit like that. So in that particular night, no bullshit, a goddamn rat ran. We slept we slept on the floor on pallets and shit, and a rat ran up my motherfucking leg in my damn pants. And I can remember reaching in my shit and just slanging the motherfucker, getting it and slanging it. You know what I mean? True story, bro. No boy, I'm not making this shit up. This shit, you know, it's real. So, like I said, we moved in town, Fouché Apartments. My mama was running the streets still. So we was at home by ourselves a lot. Shit, man, you know, brothers, little sister to look after, all of that, all of that. You know what I mean? My big brother, he stayed gone because you know, as he was a teenager by then, so or close to being a teenager. Well, you know, I'll say this: he was outside more. So we was in the house a lot by ourselves. We wanted to. Our mama was gone. It'd be times we try to follow up behind him. He wouldn't even let us. Shit, he physically fight us. Cause now I understand. Cause shit, he really didn't have no business being outside. But at the same time, when we don't have a mother or father around, shit, we gonna do what we want to do, and that's just what he was doing, and we was trying to do the same thing. You know what I mean? So, uh, man, listen, it gets better, but I'm gonna cut it off right now. Man, I need y'all to like, subscribe if you want to hear more of my story from the dark side.